following is a Learfield presentation of the Washington State Sports Network.
He buries it. The Cougs have taken the lead. This place is going to pop off.
This is the Cougar Basketball Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show is brought to you by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zappos, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Now with Coach Kamie Ethridge, here's your host, Steve Grubbs.
Well, thank you very much, and a very pleasant good evening to you all, wherever you may be listening from tonight, as we do welcome you to Zappos in Pullman, Washington, on your Cougar Basketball Hour. And head coach of the Washington State University Cougars, Kamie Ethridge, is here. We're coming off a big win in Tempe, Arizona. Coach, how about a packed house here at Zappos? How about this crowd that's on hand for you?
Speechless. Just awesome. Thank you, guys. And it just means so much walking through these doors and seeing people here. Heard that people were here already at 5:20. It's awesome, and just thrilled about our team. And finally, and I'm excited to hear what Tara has to say, but just excited about the fact that we just kind of put it together. And after a bad performance at Arizona, honestly, just frustrating performance there, but again, just showed some signs of what we can be and what we can do and where we want to go. So thanks, and this group just energizes us and makes us feel good about where we're going.
Absolutely. Again, coming off the win on Sunday, and we will have Tara Wallack joining us a little bit later on in the show. So as always, if you've got questions either for the coach or for Tara, we've got question sheets up here. You can come down and write your questions.
I have a really good one for Tara.
Oh, you got a good one for Tara? Okay, I'll have to give you a sheet. Make sure you get that written down, or else you can just whisper it in my ear and we can go. Speaking of big crowds, how about the crowd we had in Tempe and the fact that Phoenix group came out and supported Washington State so well against the Arizona State Sun Devils? I mean, we had a full section of Cougar fans there that got to sing the fight song after that game.
Yeah, it was, again, just it's a special group, and Cougs everywhere, and obviously Cougs want to go to the south and get some sun and finish there, I guess, because there's a good collection of them down there. But just met some people that have been fans for a long time or become fans of ours, but have been Cougs for a long time. Mm-hmm. And it just meant so much to our team to have that kind of support. Again, just it was thrilling to anytime you can sing the fight song after a win, it's a great day.
No doubt about that. You mentioned a tough loss against Arizona, but then to bounce back and get that win against Arizona State. How important was that for this group heading into the final 2 weeks of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, I think any game is just like we're strategizing how you can win. And there are ways to win. There's a path to win in every game that we have, but we have to be perfect against some teams. You know, we know that. Stanford, there's no room for any kind of error. You have to be so good. You can't let someone get loose. Frida got loose against Colorado. We had that game in hand, and all of a sudden one player changes the game for them. And so there's those paths for us, and we're just in a constant search of. But there's no strategy if you don't have effort and toughness and resiliency and bounce back and attitude and energy. And that's my biggest concern about this team is, you know, you lose a player like Charlize who wouldn't let our team lose those things for long periods of time or wouldn't let us come out flat. And it's a shuffling of leadership and role play. You know, our players are having to step into roles they've never had to before, and part of that is the leadership factor, and they're having to carry the load of get the team ready, have the energy, no letdowns, toughness, all those things. And it's a little bit of a shift, and I'm hoping that the shift has kind of corrected itself and we're on a better path, and now we don't have to worry about those things. Those things are automatic, and then we can strategize in the right way.
73 points against Arizona State. Had somebody ask me what went on in that fourth quarter. 27-7. You guys were able to outscore Arizona State in that fourth quarter. I thought, for the most part, played great defense all game long, but I thought in the fourth quarter especially, you were tremendous on the defensive end, and then that led to some offensive opportunities. That's the best way I described it to people. What about you from where you were sitting in your coaches?
That's perfect. I really did. I think we still played. Our starters seemed to be better defensively that whole game. They were locked in. They guarded them. In that fourth quarter, it kind of became a little magic moment where, our starters just knew exactly how to guard them, and they didn't get anything easy. There was and every basket of theirs it was hard to come by, and then we moved the ball well. Yeah. Again, just loved the way we moved the ball, the unselfishness. Again, we made them pay for mistakes. We had big players make big shots, and even Tara's alley-oop or the air ball finish with 0.1 second left on the clock.
Shot clock.
Everything just worked out great in that fourth quarter. But again, it was because we locked them down defensively, really that second half. And again, confidence, I think, built in our team. And again, the players were just really solid on both ends of the court.
Again, we're going to have Tara Wall coming up here in just a little bit. Real quickly on Tara, 23 points, a career high for her. And then, especially the way she started the game, she scored her first 5 points. Looked like she was locked in right from the very beginning of that game. And whatever the message was for the team after the loss against Arizona, looked like it got through to her immediately as soon as tip-off went.
Ask her about it, because all I can tell you is it is awful to just yell at your team and be mean to your team. And that's all I was on Saturday morning. And Lori was too. I mean, I'm not the only one, but the film doesn't lie. You don't have to say too much, but it was just like I wasn't going to apologize for being a little sarcastic or mean or whatever. And it's a pride thing. I mean, I think players need to see themselves and go, you thought you played hard, you thought you were ready, and you weren't. And so whatever you were doing prior to that game, you weren't ready to play. So you better figure out yourself and who you are as a competitor and what you need to do to get yourself ready to play at whatever game time. And I think Tara is one of those players that understands her role's changed, and it's time for her to step up into a big-time scoring role. She is so hard to guard. She is a mismatch problem for other teams. I think sometimes our team doesn't realize the other team is going, oh, my gosh, how are we going to stop Bella? I mean, I think Bella literally thinks no one even thinks she's a good player sometimes, and she just overthinks it. And literally, I was listening to Adia's press conference after our game, and she was just like, I was just so afraid that Bella was going to get a 20 and 12 against us. She's such a good player. And it's just like these guys got to understand how they're strategizing to play us.
Right.
And that Tara is a player that literally they're sitting around going, she's going to score in the post if we have a little on her. She's got this action. We've got to do this, this, and this. She can't have 20 tonight. And clearly for us, we've got to find those players, and they've got to grow in some confidence and understand they're really hard to guard, and they've got to step into those roles and score some points for us.
We're just getting things started. Again, Cougar Basketball Hour from Zeppo's. A little bit more on the Arizona State victory. We've got a few questions already for the coach. Again, if you've got a question for the coach or for Terry, can come up and write it down. We'll ask them. Big weekend this weekend. It's the final home weekend. You may be seeing out in front of us, we've got bobbleheads. It's Charlize Ledger-Walker bobbleheads.
Surely no one's going to steal Charlize bobblehead. Do we need to count them? We need to see. Yeah, we need to throw them out as raffles or something tonight.
We will tell you that if you show up on Friday night for fan appreciation, you will get one of these as long as you're one of the first 1,400 through the door.
This group will be there.
Make sure you come on Friday night. You will get yourself a bobblehead. And then, of course, Sunday, Senior Day. It's Oregon State, and Oregon should be a great weekend at home. We'll talk about that with the head coach and a whole lot more. It's all next. This is the Cougar Basketball Hour. Happy to have you with us from Zeppo's from Learfield.
Spokane International Airport is a proud sponsor of Washington State University Athletics. The airport connects Cougar fans and alums with over 50 daily departures to 18 nonstop destinations provided by 6 major airlines, as well as one-stop connections to most major metropolitan centers throughout the U.S. Real-time arrival and flight departure information is available at SpokaneAirports.net. Spokane International Airport, when it's time to fly.
The passion, the tradition. competition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Pac-12 Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Pac-12 Sports.
There's so much to do and see here at Washington State University Pullman, and we at the Braulsford WSU Visitor Center are here to help. And we love to help. So start your visit with us, and our team of Cougs will share insider tips on the best places to eat or where to catch a stunning view of the Palouse. We'll show you where to park, how to get to your destination, connect you to on-campus resources. So for a better visitor experience, start right here at the Braulsford WSU Visitor Center on the corner of Main and Spring Streets near downtown Pullman.
When you're out driving around the Palouse, be sure to stop by Tick Clock Drug in Colfax. Family owned and operated, they're your one-stop shop for pharmacy, healthcare, apparel, cards, home decor, and gifts for all ages. And for all your printing needs, be sure Cougar Graphics is a place to call. When it comes to paper, Cougar Graphics can print it. Tick Clock Drug and Cougar Graphics on Main Street in Colfax.
We do welcome you back to Zeppo's here in Pullman, Washington, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. Again, home of your Cougar basketball hour tonight with Cougar head coach Kamie Ethridge. Of course, tomorrow night Kyle Smith will be here. And how about the job that the Cougar men are doing now into the top 25?
Kyle. Why do we need to talk about Kyle? What's he doing?
Yeah.
What's going on with them? I'm not sure.
They're doing pretty good.
I mean, 21st, 21 in the country, and I saw Miles today, and he's like, we're not done. So just
awesome.
love the role they're on.
Absolutely.
And I mean, just excited for them, and heck, let's just go shock the world and go down to the Arizonas and take care of that.
Absolutely.
Excited for them.
Mentioned Charlize Ledger-Walker bobbleheads again to make it Friday night, 7 o'clock against Oregon State, Fan Appreciation Day. I think you know you've made it when you've had a bobblehead made. Have you ever had a bobblehead made of you, Coach?
Nope. I don't think that'd be a good look for my little chubby face. Or chubby anything. But if they thin me out, I think I might be a little bit better. But I thought this was a great rendition, and she loved it because it even had the bun. Katie back there, Katie Barton helped, I think, with this, and marketing, obviously, they did a great job. So this was a great surprise for all of us. We knew it months ago, but it was sweet to watch Charlize's response to it, and clearly this is going to be a collector's item.
Yeah, so again, you've got to make plans to join us. These are your final two opportunities. Friday night, 7 o'clock against Oregon State. Then, of course, a special senior day on Sunday when the Oregon Ducks come to town. We will get into those two schools a little bit later on. Do have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
First one, speaking of Charlize, how is she doing in her rehab process? Anything you can give us on that?
Right, and I even thought maybe next week we bring Charlize back. She actually will have surgery, I think, a week from tomorrow.
Okay.
So she's going to have surgery a week from tomorrow. So part of her surgery was to get her range of motion back, and she looks great. She's having great workouts. Our strength and conditioning coach is working her out. She looks good. She's excited. Obviously on the trip with us, coaching, making sure we're doing the right things as coaches. So she's in a great spot. We have a great doctor. Dr. Tingstad's going to take care of her. We've got people in place for her rehab. Yeah, Tingstad. I'm going to tell him he got a round of applause in this. I'm not going to say, the gray hair people up here that had that, or the knee replacement. I'm one of those. The knee replacements that Tingstad took care of. We're giving him some props.
Mention that Oregon State and Oregon coming into town. Would you prefer a double round robin? Because this is the first time we're seeing these two teams, even though it would be hard to do with 12 teams in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fairest way. It's just no one wants it. Think about it with the pack. I mean, but it is unfair. Like Stanford probably had the lesser. Based on the round robin, they didn't have to do the UCLA and USC's this trip, and I don't think they did the Colorado and Utah's.
Right.
I mean, so everybody in the top 5 or 6, they only played one time. So
right.
It's not a fair representation of it, but it's no coach sat in the coaches meeting and said, let's do double round robin so we can just have 4 more losses and beat each other up even more.
Right.
It's just too brutal in this league, and it was too brutal in this league. So again, but it all usually plays out, and you can't knock Stanford and what they continue to be and do, and again, just you'll end up in the NCAA tournament and find your way. The best teams are going to advance.
Yep. Has there been a most improved player this season for you?
Well, I mean, you can't knock Tara. I think Tara Wallack has been an amazing player for us. How in the world do you most improved? How do you have a LA come in from Italy as a freshman and do what she's doing for us in this league? So, no, she's not most improved, but she might be, kind of most impressive, most whatever you might give. But there's a lot of awards we could give out, but can't say enough about just some of the growth of Tara this year, and excited about, her leadership steps that she can take and help us with in the next, not just the finishing this year, but next year as well.
Getting back to the win on Sunday, was there anything that impressed you most with the victory against Arizona State? Was it the defensive end? Was it Tara? Was it getting to the 70-plus points, something that we had been unable to do the prior 4 games? Was it the finish? All those things are probably in the running there, but was there anything that was most impressive to you about the win on Sunday that we need to replicate in your mind to keep the wins coming our way?
Well, I mean, again, I keep harping on turnovers, and we had 10. We had 4 in the first half, and I think we had like 4 in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, which about gave me a heart attack. And then played a really pretty clean game the rest of the game. So have to like the fact that we're going to give if we have 10 or less turnovers in a game, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win every game out. So love that stat. I think just looking at this, you gave it to me again, and it just made me realize, I don't think Bella had an unbelievable offensive game, but she was really good in so many activity levels, and again, continues to help us rebounding. We got every rebound in the second half, and she was a big part of that. She was plus 30.
Yeah.
She led our team when she was on, and that's the thing that you don't always notice. You look up and you go, she's not scoring, but the team does better when she's on the floor. We get into offense better. We run stuff better. We rebound better. We defend better. She's just a little bit more experienced in that way. The other person is L.A. She was plus 29. And, again, what we're asking her to do is just phenomenal. She was amazing this entire game. She had just an unbelievable left-hand half-court pass that led someone into a layup that I'm just like, I don't know if anyone else on our team could do that, including Charlize. I loved B. I thought had an unbelievable game, and the guts. And I don't want to. We could go on about B in a lot of ways, but I don't want to dismiss. AT was not good in the game against Arizona, and she's not perfect. Her body's hurting a little bit. She's not moving great. For whatever reason, she just had a bad game against Arizona, and her gut check, I didn't know if she was going to play. I was just, I was like, if you're not going to play, you're not going to play limping. You're not going to play whatever. And her response was really huge for us.
No.
I mean, we need her on the court. Her guts, her leadership, her ball handling, her leading our team, her taking some heat off of LA at times so that LA doesn't have to do so much with so few ball handlers on the court. I just was really amazed with her and pleased with how AT responded as well.
Washington State wins over Arizona State 73-46. We'll have more with the head coach a little bit later on in the hour. Up next, we're going to visit with Tara Wallack as we'll continue on. We're live from Zeppos tonight, your Cougar basketball hour from Learfield.
As Kate would say, oh Canada. Oh Canada's next.
She's next from Learfield.
Nothing works up an appetite like cheering for your Cougs on game day. So
We got that on the air.
you can tackle the menu at Epic and catch every play on the 10 by 30-foot screen. Or grab a steak at Maslow's, a fine cigar at Legends of Fire, even a burger from Fat Burger. For your inner linebacker. See more at northernquest.com. Go Cougs!
Hey, Coug fans! Can't decide what to do with your late-night weekends? Why not Cosmic Bowling? Every Friday and Saturday night from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. is Cosmic Bowling at Zeppo's. At a price designed with everyone in mind, we are your destination for music, disco lights, and of course, bowling. Can't join us on the weekends? Zeppo's is the place to be for all ages every day of the week. With bowling, food, and drink specials, we offer prices that won't break the budget. You can even reserve your lane in advance with online reservations at Zeppos.com. When looking for fun in Pullman, look no further than Zeppo's.
Close, convenient, connected. The Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport and Alaska Air gets you where you want to go. And with Alaska's One World Alliance, that's just about anywhere. With multiple flights to Seattle most days, plus one to Boise, that's another reason to use PUW to get you home. By the time you're winding your way through Washtuck on 26 or Winchester on 95, you'll be in Seattle or Boise. Save on gas, higher parking fees, and your time. Fly PUW, the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport, your Cougar and Alaska hometown airport.
This Washington State University sports broadcast is brought to you in part by Pullman Regional Hospital, the official hospital of Washington State Athletics. The combined expertise of our university and our award-winning hospital are being deployed to provide greater access to resources, education, employment opportunities, and innovations to improve health care and health outcomes for all of us. Learn more at pullmanregional.org. Pullman Regional Hospital and Washington State, partners in excellence.
Well, we welcome you back here, Cougar Basketball Hour, as we will have player Tara Wallack, who's making her way up here to the stage. Again, happy to have you with us from Zeppo's, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. It's been so fun to be up here each and every Monday with the head coach and all of the different players that come up here. As again, we're getting some questions and comments, and again, if you have yours for either Tara or for the head coach, you can write them down and we will pass them along. And right now, a chance to talk to Tara Wallack, who had a career-high 23 points against the Arizona State Sun Devils. First of all, congratulations on the win. Congratulations on a great performance.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Canada is the way that she had you. Of course, you and Jess coming from Canada. We'll get into that maybe a little bit later on, but first of all, let's start first with Kamie. Told me I needed to ask you, okay, you guys didn't play very well Friday night. Saturday, a little bit of a tough film session. You guys took that to heart heading into Sunday, and what was your mindset going into Sunday's game against the Arizona State Sun Devils?
Yeah, definitely. Saturday morning film was definitely not the greatest. It was very long and just not something we wanted to re-watch, re-feel. And going into the Sunday game, I think personally I took that game and turned it into more frustration and took that onto the court. And I knew I didn't want to repeat what happened Friday night, so I think I just took that to heart and played with no regrets.
With that, do you have a mindset going in of I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to be just everything that I guess Kamie told you about, or what was your mindset going in as far as just the mental aspect of going into a matchup against Arizona State?
I think just take all the opportunities I can. I've talked with Coach and Lori about having a more offensive mindset, and I think Friday night I didn't really display that as much as I wanted to or needed to. So then Sunday, that's where I wanted to just attack more and take more shots when I'm open.
I've had people ask me about you. Okay, you've got a girl who's as tall as Tara is. What are you, 6'1", what are you? I don't know what you're listed as, 6'2". Can handle the ball as well as you can move along the court as well as you can, and go out and get rebounds and score. Just to be that athletically gifted to do all those different types of things. How early on did you learn to handle the ball as well as you did with the height that you have? Because sometimes you see taller players come in and they can handle the ball not nearly as well as you can.
Well, in high school I wasn't as tall, so I always played as a guard position. And luckily for me, in high school I had my former national senior team coach, Allison McNeil, helped me. And basically when I started to grow more in high school and started to fill out and not as lanky, she provided me with the guard skills, and then once I got taller and everything, she provided me with the footwork. And as soon as I got here, Lori and Coachy stepped in and just got me stronger, Zach in the weight room, and And yeah, so.
Speaking of Canada and coming up, you and Jess, you competed for the Canadian national team on a couple of different occasions, didn't you? You and I think you had a really big game and a win over France in one of your games. Talk a little bit about that experience of being able to play with Jess and to be able to play for your home country when it came to some international competition.
I mean, Jess and I have known each other forever. We played club together. We basically grew up together. So just playing for a national team is just something we take so much pride in. And just being able to play with her, she's one of my best friends. And being able to experience college, going to school together, just seeing her every day can be a little too much. Her jokes are a little much sometimes. We're roommates on the road, so I get a lot of Jess. But seriously, I wouldn't trade it for the world. She's one of my best friends. So.
What about this collection of international players that you have on this team? How fun is that to be around and be a part of? And then obviously you guys were able to go on the international trip with one another and experience that culture, and to be able to do that while competing for Canada, because where do you end up playing for your two? Was one in Chile, am I getting that right? Or was the other one at Hungary?
Yes,
did you play in
that
Hungary
was
as well?
another year.
Yeah.
This past summer I was in Toronto and Chile, but yeah, just having so many internationals on our team really just helps us blend well as a team and have stronger chemistry, because we all understand what it's like being so far away from home. I mean, Jess and I were just a drive away from home, but other players takes a lot longer to get home. So I think we just all understand each other and really get that. So we all are basically our second family here, so that just makes us a lot closer.
Another question I've been asked, and I've been able to provide the answer, but I'll let you tell everybody here, when they hear you in the announcement of the starting lineups, or they hear me say, and here's Tara Wallack, a 6'2" junior from South Surrey, Canada, they want to know, where the heck is South Surrey? Can you tell us where South Surrey is? Tell everybody where South Surrey is in Canada.
South Surrey is just 10 minutes across the border. It's right, if White Rock, anyone, it's White Rock, a road, and then South Surrey. So
right
pretty
there.
close.
All right. Do you now, or have you in the past had a desire to play for the Canadian national team? Obviously, you've played for the Canadian national team. Olympic dreams, anything like that when it comes to representing Canada, or do you think that part of the international side is behind you? Or do you still think about maybe playing for Canada?
Oh, no, that's definitely the end goal. And I think, especially having 3-on-3 experience, I've been considered playing for the 3-on-3 Olympic team this summer, so hopefully I keep considering for that, and hopefully I get asked to try out this summer and maybe see in Paris this summer, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That actually leads into another question. You like reading minds of our listeners out there and our audience. What did you take away from your 3-on-3 experience and what you've been able to do?
3-on-3 really just helped me fall in love with basketball again. It's just a 10-minute game, but it's just so much fun. And that's what I really love to do. In the beginning of the year, Coach E gave us some questions to write down, and she's like, what are you looking forward to? What do you expect from this year? And one of the answers I did was to have fun, because, if you're not having fun, then what are you doing this for? So 3-on-3 has really just helped me find that passion again, and it's just so much fun. And yeah, it's just like the fourth quarter, and you can't really overthink anything because the shot clock's only 12 seconds, and the first to win is to 21 points. So yeah, it's just a blast.
It's a quick one. Yeah. Absolutely. Again, 23 points, career high. Your front line mate, beyond speed, double-double. I know you cheered her on when she got that double-digit points. You guys had fun, I'm assuming, Sunday in Tempe, right?
Oh, yeah. Just that game, speaking of having fun, I just remember the five of us, whoever was on the court, we just were winning and we're just having so much fun. We could just laugh, and, that's just the moments I will cherish forever, because having fun and playing with my best friends, and B, who I've just met this year but has come really close to me, and it's just some memories I'll cherish forever.
Again, Tara Wallack, 23 points to the line over Arizona State. You got a few more questions for her. We'll keep her for one more segment, if that's okay. Is that cool?
Yeah,
that's okay. Tara Wallack back with me here on the Cougar Basketball Hour from Zuppos, and it's on Learfield.
The to-do list you have needs one more thing: chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill.
2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
At Washington State University Pullman, there's always a lot happening, and many activities are open to the community. It can be tough to know what's going on, where it's happening, and where you can park. But all of us at the Brailsford WSU Visitor Center love to help people find the answers. We keep a list of events, and I'll let you in on a secret. There's plenty of public parking on campus. You just need to know where to look. There's a new campus parking map to make it even easier. And if you need a temporary permit, we can help you with that too. We are here to connect community and campus at the Brailsford WSU Visitor Center on the corner of Main and Spring Streets near downtown Pullman.
It's college football's latest tradition. It's fierce, glorious, and ridiculously delicious. It's the Nom Nom Snack Bowl Flyaway. Just download the Nom Nom app to enter the competition. Play all season long to score free snacks and tasty tailgate treats. One lucky champion will win a free trip for two to the Pac-12 championship game in Las Vegas, Nevada. Go Cougs! Ready for a snack down? Download the Nom Nom app to find out. Nom Nom. Life in the snack lane.
Whether you're looking to get away or you're ready to find your way back home, the best way to travel is with Alaska Airlines and the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport. When you fly PUW, you're on an Embraer 175 jet with economy, first class, and premium seating. Multiple flights most days to Seattle and one direct to Boise. And with a new runway and instrument approach, PUW and Alaska Air get you there reliably. Use alaskaair.com and PUW, the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport. Close, convenient, and connected.
Well, we are back, and we are live from Zeppo's. Full house here at Zeppo's. As again, it's your Cougar Basketball Hour. With me again, it's Tara Wallack, and we've got a couple more questions for you, Tara. This one is for Wally, or Tea Time, so I'm guessing you know who it's from. Do you have a favorite nickname, by the way, that either the coaching staff or your friends have given you?
I was just talking with Katie back there about how I probably have the most nicknames on the team, but right now I think it's Tea Time. I think it's evolving and growing, and I'm just loving it right now.
I like Tea Time. That's a good one. What is the unique connection you and your roommate Jess have on the road?
We have matching PJs, so that is fun, and we just love to have a pregame dance before the games.
All right. So matching PJs and a dance. Are you a better dancer, or is Jess a better dancer?
We're often asked this question, and I'll argue it's me because I'm actually the one to dance in front of people. But she will argue it's her, but she'll never dance in front of people. So
I think you might have it.
I think I do have it.
You got to show the talent,
exactly.
Right? Absolutely. What is your go-to karaoke song, rock band, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you on the vocals and performance?
I'm definitely the best performer on the team.
Okay.
I have a go-to performance. It's by One Direction, What Makes You Beautiful. It's just a go-to, so.
Wanna do it now for everybody? That's more of it for the team.
It's more of the team.
Okay,
Maybe you'll see some videos at the end of the year.
We will make you do it. We mentioned that you played for your Canadian national team. You come from a family that is filled with sports, right? Mom played volleyball.
And track.
Dad wrestled?
Yeah.
Sister plays... Brother plays hockey. And brother is also doing what else? Basketball.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much all at like the next level outside of high school, right? I mean, they all played either for BC or for, I think, in the junior hockey league up in British Columbia. Is that right?
Yeah.
What's that like growing up in a family where there's that much talent in one family?
I think it just brought out the competitiveness in me, and especially growing up with brothers, they're not the nicest, or they'll bully you or whatever it is, and you just always want to be, like, growing up, be as good as them or learn from them. So I think especially my oldest brother who plays basketball currently, he has taught me a lot, and then my middle brother, who's older, who plays hockey, has taught me the physical side of things when we play basketball. So, yeah. And then just my parents, they're my biggest supporters, and they're just so proud of me. So.
I know you were also a multi-sport athlete in high school. What other sports did you play when you were in high school? Or what do you call it, secondary school, or what do you call it up in Canada? I forget.
High school, secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. Volleyball was my second sport. I did competitive soccer, and then I just dabbled in track, and then I did ultimate frisbee.
Ultimate frisbee. Love it. And then last question I got before I let you go. How important is this weekend, Fan Appreciation Day? You see the fans that are here tonight. You saw the fans as they were singing the fight song in Tempe. To have them come out to Beasley and then obviously playing for the seniors on Sunday. How important is this weekend?
It's super important. Honestly, when I walked in here, I was so overwhelmed. I didn't expect so many people to be here and supporting the Cougs and women's basketball. And just this weekend is so important to support the seniors and these girls, my best friends. And yeah, it's just so important to have you guys there. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
I can't say more than that. Be there Friday night, 7 o'clock, noon on Sunday. Let's hear it for Tara Wallack, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, Tara, we'll have the head coach next. This is Cougar Basketball Hour from Zeppo's, live on Learfield.
If a buried natural gas pipeline is leaking outside your home, you may see dead vegetation, hear a hissing noise, or smell it. Because Avista adds a rotten egg scent that's easily detectable. If so, get far away and call 911 and Avista. And if you ever smell a natural gas leak indoors, get everyone outside fast. Don't flip light switches, use a cell phone, or do anything to cause a spark. Go somewhere safe, like a neighbor's house. Then call 911 and Avista. We just want you to be safe.
A lot goes into Washington State athletes reaching peak performance for game day, including the right nutrition. At Wilbur Ellis, we know that healthy crop performance requires the same attention to nutrition as an athlete. That's why we use benchmark data points to maximize crop productivity through nutrient efficiency. For 100 years, family-owned Wilbur Ellis has been partnering with Washington's farmers to grow healthier crops. That is the winning ag experience for Cougar Nation, locally provided by Wilbur Ellis.
Whether you're looking to get away or you're ready to find your way back home, the best way to travel is with Alaska Airlines and the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport. When you fly PUW, you're on an Embraer 175 jet with economy, first class, and premium seating. Multiple flights most days to Seattle and one direct to Boise. And with a new runway and instrument approach, PUW and Alaska Air get you there reliably. Use AlaskaAir.com and PUW, the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport. Close, convenient, and connected.
When you're traveling on Naplouse, make sure you stop in Colfax. Colfax is home to great businesses like Pomeroy Grain Growers. For all your crop marketing needs, contact Brian or Eric. You're in good hands at Pomeroy Grain Growers. If you're considering assisted living needs, consider the Courtyard at Colfax, where it's always a wonderful way to live. And for all your gift-giving needs, Tick Clock Drug has the best selection on Naplouse.
Well, it is the Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. And again, the head coach of Washington State University basketball, Kamie Ethridge, rejoining the show as we're with you for the next 20 minutes or so. And we get a chance to talk with the head coach. Your thoughts on Tara Wallack and how she did up here?
Well, one thing we didn't get to is Tara would have loved to have bragged about her next greatest talent. Tara? What's your next greatest talent besides basketball?
Ultimate Frisbee.
Oh, you said ping pong?
Oh, ping pong.
I was going to say ping pong. I wasn't going to say you're singing.
She thought you were talking Ultimate Frisbee, maybe.
Oh, no, ping pong.
Ping pong.
Like, she likes to say she's the best one in our entire program. But I think Lori would argue that maybe she is secondary, but They have lively competitions if they can get on the ping pong table at the house, but she's pretty good at ping pong.
How's your ping pong game?
Well, not so good. I let them enjoy the ping pong competition.
Did have a follow-up question for you, one that was asked to Tara. Do you have a favorite go-to karaoke song?
Please. Tara has a lot of confidence in singing. and not being worried about how she sounds. She says performance is more important than the sound, or I need to have that confidence. I do not have a go-to, and I try to stay away from. I don't have a musical thing. Nothing musically is in my bones, so I try to stay away from it. I just take pictures and watch and listen and laugh. Laugh a lot.
We were talking earlier, and you were going through some of the plus minuses with Bella and LA, and I know what it means, but we did have some people out in the crowd. When you say someone is plus 30 or whatever, they want to know what that encompasses. When you throw out the stat, they were plus 30 in this game. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some sort of, obviously a computer program that can, when the starters are in, they can just tabulate how many minutes a player plays. It's just done computer-wise, and so that's part of it. We'll know minutes played, and we'll know basically every individual player while they're on the court. Are we, how many points are we up or down? So if the starters, 5 starters, if we get up to 10-2, when someone comes out of the game, they're going to be plus 8. At that point, and when they come back in and we go on a 6-0 run, they'd be plus 14, right? Is my math right?
Yep.
I don't want to
Yep.
I don't want to go any
so
further than that.
I'm right. Yep.
And if you come in, and that's the hard part for subs. It's not the best. Doesn't mean anything, because a lot of times when I sub, I'm subbing, 2 or 3 freshmen at the same time, and so chances are you're not going to get a big plus minus. So we don't live on that. But when players play significant minutes like Tara does and Bella does, and it's an overall good indication that clearly you're better we're better when you're on the floor. And I think it plays out when you see Tara's numbers, when you see LA and how many minutes she played, and the fact that we won that game like we did. Bella's minutes were significant, so it's big time.
Yeah, so when you score and you're on the court, your plus goes up. When they score, when you're on the court, your plus minus goes
Why
down.
didn't you answer that? That was way more efficient.
Well, I'm just, and so the other thing that's tough with that sometimes, if you also play 40 minutes, you're like, if you play 40 minutes in this game, you're going to be plus 27. So I mean, it's tough sometimes, but it is a very valuable tool, I think, for especially I think starters, because and even some bench personnel, because it shows what is going on in the runs when they're off the court or when they're on the court. Meanwhile, as we get into this weekend's game, let's take a little bit of a look at our opponents, the Oregon State University Beavers. I don't know why I thought Oregon State was going to be down this season at the start of the season. I was probably just, I don't know, but I did. I didn't expect them to be in the upper echelon as far as the top 2 or 3 teams in this league, and I don't know if anybody did. Your thoughts on what Oregon State has been able to accomplish, and what have you seen from them on film that has made them so good, even though they are coming off a loss to USC, but also beat UCLA over the weekend, so it's still a very good split by that team.
Well, I mean, Scott's been amazing over the years, and they've recruited great.
Yeah.
They've had some transfers out, some top players. I mean, they've recruited top 10, top 15 kids in the country. Tamia Gardner is as good as it gets, and she's a 6'3" sniper, like a kid that can shoot it. So she was a top 5, top 10 player in the country. Reagan Beers was a top 5 player in the country. She's 6'3", 6'4", and a beast inside. Talia, I don't want to.
Von Olhoffen.
Thank you. I have a nickname for her, and it's not that. So Talia is amazing player, and quite frankly, I got to tell you, she's probably underachieved in the years that she's been there. She was a top recruit, and she is playing like a beast. She is so good, so competitive, so tough, and talented and skilled. And so, I mean, they've just got, those kinds of players on their floor are really, really legit. And then you combine it with he's just a master. He's like an orchestrator, where I'm kind of equal opportunity. I want our players to throw it in there, and you have 3 different options to you decide what you need to do, and that puts some of the decisions on our players in their plate. He's like, no, when we throw it there, we're doing that to get this kid the shot over there, and he gets his best players the shots exactly where he wants them, and he's got like 60 plays, and they know it, their system really well, which is amazing, and they get their best players the best shots. So give him a lot of credit. he's just stuck with it. He had a couple of down years just to, with recruits leaving, and that's just the way it is in the portal and some things. But, he's as good as it gets as far as getting a team in place, and his players are playing at a high level, confident. Snipers everywhere, just kids you cannot leave, and then a really big player inside that you need to double. And so there you are. You have a problem. You can't do both. You can't leave her alone inside. If you double her, then they find snipers on the outside that'll kill you in the three. The three will kill you. When they've made 10 threes, 13 threes, which is often, they get to 70 and 80 points. And so we've got to pick our poison with how we want to play them.
Did I have a question come in that said, you seem like you played more zone this weekend. Is that true? And I don't know, against Oregon State with the snipers they have, if that matches up well against them. Is that something we can expect more of in the future, or is that just more of a game feel for you guys?
I mean, I think we just want to steal a possession or two and surprise people. But, Oregon State is really good against zones. We're about to play Oregon, who plays a ton of zone. So in our practice this entire week, we'll have to play against some zone. Oregon State will play zone. So we'll probably be working on our zone a little bit as we practice to play against a zone. But for the most part, we are who we are. And now, again, these players, you can't live and die by the zone now against these players, these teams that we're going against.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, a little bit more with head coach Kamie Ethridge. So happy to have you with us. Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's, and it's from Learfield.
Hey, Coug fans, Tuesdays at Northern Quest are now officially Tuesdays with a capital 2. Together with Coors Light, we're doubling up the fun for Camus Rewards members every Tuesday with 2 times the points, $2 Coors Lights, double promotion entries, $2 food specials, and too many more resort-wide deals to list here. So grab your Camus Rewards card and tackle your Tuesdays with Tuesdays. Only at Northern Quest. Details at northernquest.com.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through.
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smartertogether. Member FDIC.
Close, convenient, connected. The Pullman Moscow Regional Airport and Alaska Air get you where you want to go. And with Alaska's One World Alliance, that's just about anywhere. With multiple flights to Seattle most days, plus one to Boise, that's another reason to use PUW to get you home. By the time you're winding your way through Washtuck on 26 or Winchester on 95, you'll be in Seattle or Boise. Save on gas, higher parking fees, and your time. Fly PUW, the Pullman Moscow Regional Airport, your Cougar and Alaska hometown airport.
In 2004, Pullman Regional Hospital opened its facility on Bishop Boulevard. It became a model of what a community hospital could be. Word got out about the extraordinary care people were getting, and services were added so that local residents no longer needed to travel to Spokane for many specialized services. Today, 18 years later, the demand has grown, and Pullman Regional Hospital is working to meet these new challenges. Learn more at pullmanregional.org. Pullman Regional Hospital. Your hospital.
Well, again, welcoming back. It is the Cougar Basketball Hour live from Zeppo's. And again, with us, head coach of Washington State University basketball, Kamie Ethridge, after the Cougars come off of a big win in Tempe against the Arizona State Sun Devils, 73-46. Coach, just got done looking at the net rankings. You're still sitting pretty good there, mid-20s when it comes to the net rankings. Those are pretty good numbers so far at this point of the season. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, I hate looking at it, and I hate hearing about it. I was there you go. I appreciate the TV announcers and their Pac-12 people, and they're trying to pub the best teams and who should get in. And by our net, it's just not even a question mark. But no one feels good at this stage when you are on a losing skid, or you're not going to get in if you can't win some games. So it doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter. We'll be fine if we find a couple of wins out there. And clearly this weekend is huge. Two great programs, traditional programs. Can we get a win? Can we get a sweep? My gosh, that would secure us a lot of things in the future. But really, can we just play with the same intensity and come ready to play and compete at the highest level we possibly can? And if we do, I think we have a chance to beat both these teams this weekend.
Mentioned Oregon State because they're up first, and I'm sure that's where most of your focus is, the first game of the weekend. Can you let us in on what you've seen out of the Oregon Ducks so far as we play them in the second game?
Oregon's my scout, so I know a little bit more than I even know Oregon State. But, just an interesting team. We know the Oregons. The only thing I've known of Oregon is they've just beaten the snot out of us forever, and they were so good for so long. And same thing. It's just like all you need is a couple programs like that. You have a couple of years where recruiting goes wrong, the kids don't pan out, or you get a great group and they all transfer, and then the people you bring in don't fit or whatever. And he just hadn't had quite the same chemistry that they've had or talent that they've had in the past, but still unbelievably big and long. Their front line is amazing, like 6'8", 6'7", 6'4". Like, that's how big they are. They play all zone. They won't play any man. So something we haven't seen at all this year. So it's just a style we're not used to. We're going to have to really practice this week to get ready for zone. Again, just a different type of Oregon team, but still unbelievably talented, prideful, have all they've known is winning. And so what we've got to do is, again, I don't really care about the people we play. I know we've got to search and find wins. And so we better play at the highest level to get ourselves into a position that we might make the tournament.
Do you like scouts? Do you like putting together scouts? Is that something you enjoy doing? Is that tough work? I mean, obviously it's tough work. Is it on the list of things to do? Is it something you actually enjoy doing, or would you rather somebody else do it and it not be your scout?
I feel like I've got to have my hands in all the scouts, clearly, and know everything. But I'm still very active in some scouting and a big portion of our conference scout. So just want to know but have a lot of confidence in I pawn some off to staff members that do the out-of-bounds plays and sideline plays and tendencies, and have someone doing analytics. Matt's back there, and he's doing analytics of all our teams and gives us ideas of player personnel and what they do well. All of it. It's a team, everybody combines their expertise, and we try to come up with something that we can accomplish. I think we could all come up with a game plan that would, if we can do this, and this, but we aren't built that way. We have to be who we are, and we have to be really effective at what we do. So, yes, scouting is big for us because I do think that gives us our best chance. If we can get our kids locked in on a few things that the other team's going to do, limit some of their scoring opportunities, and clearly, that's a big part of finding wins in the league.
Once again, visiting with head coach of the Cougars, Kamie Ethridge. A few more minutes, then we'll take one last break before we wrap things up. Did get some points off of the bench and got Jenna Villa, ended up getting 8 points for you. You also had Kira Gardner come in. I thought she played pretty good defense for you. Again, when you look at the 9 block shots that we had and the defense that we did go, is that, as you saw it progress, did it kind of become a team-wide mental thing because you talked a little bit about mental toughness of we're just not going to let them score against us. Is that kind of what we've needed, and is that what you saw on Sunday?
Well, I think it's just a confidence of the upperclassmen. I mean, I do think our starters are significantly more locked in and more disciplined probably than our bench. It's just natural. They played more minutes. They understand it. LA is the outlier in the sense that there is nothing we tell her in a scout that she doesn't pick up. Like, she is so locked in on what she's supposed to do, on no matter who she's guarding. She knows what's supposed to happen. That's unusual for a freshman. And then the people coming off the bench, I mean, again, I thought we were really solid defensively. Alex almost had a backboard shot at the end, and she would have scored. I liked her minutes. Her block shots were incredible. Jenna made some big-time shots. Again, Kira is going to be there for us. I mean, we've got 9 healthy bodies. We need every one of them. Jess got a little shot in her ankle and actually is moving at a level that I think will carry her through the rest of the season. I feel good about her minutes. So I like our bench. I like our options, and it gives us some, we don't have to. The only issue is, I think, in our backcourt, just LA or AT. Those are our 2 ball handling point guards, ball handlers, and one of them has to be on the court at all times. And so that's a stretch, especially if AT, health-wise is a problem. So we've just got to get them healthy and figure out how to sub and get some minutes off the court a little bit for those 2.
Just a few minutes left in the show. We'll take one final break and then come back and wrap it up from Zeppos. Again, the Cougars with the win over Arizona State. 2 home games this weekend. Happy to have you with us from Zeppos live. It's your Cougar Basketball Hour from Learfield.
With the WSU debit card from Giza, it's hard to tell who's when the Coug fans use their WSU card, they show off their Coug pride, and donations are made back to Cougar Athletics. But the card supports the Coug fan with big savings by helping them earn 7% APY with Smart Plus checking. So does the card support the Coug fan, or does the Coug fan support the card? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that the WSU card supports Cougar Athletics and your wallet at the same time. Get your WSU card at Giza.com. Checking account transaction requirements, terms and conditions apply. Checking account annual percent yields range from 0.01 to 7% depending on balance. Minimum balance obtained APY ranges from $0 to $5,000.
Hampton Inn Pullman is just a short drive from the WSU campus. Centrally located to restaurants and shopping, they've got you covered for all your lodging needs. With their spacious rooms, famous Hampton waffles, a cozy outdoor patio, a gift shop for all your Cougar gear needs, and the friendliest staff in town to make you feel right at home. Visit HamptonByHilton.com to reserve a room for your next trip to the Palouse. Coug owned and Coug managed. It matters where you stay. Hampton Inn Pullman, Hilton for the stay.
Close, convenient, connected. The Pullman Moscow Regional Airport and Alaska Air get you where you want to go. And with Alaska's One World Alliance, that's just about anywhere. With multiple flights to Seattle most days, plus 1 to Boise, that's another reason to use PUW to get you home. By the time you're winding your way through Washtuck on 26 or Winchester on 95, you'll be in Seattle or Boise. Save on gas, higher parking fees, and your time. Fly PUW, the Pullman Moscow Regional Airport, your Cougar and Alaska hometown airport.
When you're out driving around the Palouse, be sure to stop by Tick Clock Drug in Colfax. Family owned and operated, they're your one-stop shop for pharmacy, healthcare, apparel, cards, home decor, and gifts for all ages. And for all your printing needs, be sure Cougar Graphics is the place to call. When it comes to paper, Cougar Graphics can print it. Tick Clock Drug and Cougar Graphics on Main Street in Colfax.
Well, Steve Grubbs, welcome back one final time here for the Cougar Basketball Hour, as again we are wrapping things up here from Zeppos as the Washington State University Cougars. And again, home Friday night against the Oregon State Beavers. That'll be Fan Appreciation Night as they take on the Oregon State Beavers at 7 o'clock. Again, if you go, you can pick up one of these cool things. It is a bobblehead of Charlize Ledger Walker. Again, first 1,400 fans. You get yourself a bobblehead. That's a very cool design, is it not?
I'm telling you, if we could do this for all you guys and have your bobblehead, that would be, because it really is fan appreciation. It means so much to us to have you guys there. That's well, the giveaways, they'd all be giveaways. But I don't know where you were going, and I know we don't have very much time, but I'm just telling you, I haven't given any thought to senior night. And the second I even bring it up, I'm going to start crying, I know. It is just a huge, y'all know what this senior group has done for us. It is, yes. And I haven't even told marketing, but I think we're going to probably do our senior night after the game, because there's too many of them. And they're too significant, and we want to do them right by honoring them in every way possible. So we've got to have a big weekend of a crowd. We need it for so many reasons, but I can't think of a better reason than to honor those seniors and to just, honor them in the way that the fact that they have impacted our program and made us and created this program into a winning program that's never been done before consistently over the course of our program. So we got to show up and give them all their love that they could possibly have. And anyway, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Fan appreciation and senior night. What a weekend. That's going to be big. Oh, yeah, we play Oregon State and Oregon in the meantime.
Yeah, that's all I was going to bring
They'll
up.
be here too.
7 o'clock Friday night, Sunday at noon for senior day. And how about this crowd at Zeppos?
Yeah.
Hey, show up a Beasley like you showed up tonight. Thank you so much, and thank you, Coach.
Appreciate everybody. Go Cougs. Thanks, everybody.
Going to do it for us. Your Cougar Basketball Hour from Zeppos, live from Learfield. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
You've been listening to the Cougar Basketball Hour on the Washington State Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show has been brought to you by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank. Member FDIC. Tonight's show is also brought to you by Zeppos, where the Palouse comes to play and eat. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Washington State Sports Network.